performing the final pull for launch. Verify no constraints and go for launch. EGS, Program Chief Engineer.
Artemis Chief Engineers are go.
Copy, thank you. EGS, Chief Safety Officer.
Artemis CSOs are go.
Copy, thank you. Range weather.
Launch weather is go.
Thank you, LWO. And Artemis MMT Chair.
MMTs go.
Thank you, John. And Integrity Launch Director.
Good air noise, Charlie. PLT.
Thank you, Charlie. This is Victor. We are going for our families.
MFL.
This is Christina. We are going for our teammates.
MF2. This is Jeremy. We are going for all humanity. Artemis 2 crew is go for launch. Full set.
I copy that. Reed, Victor, Christina, and Jeremy. On this historic mission, you take with you the heart of this Artemis team, the daring spirit of the American people and our partners across the globe, and the hopes and dreams of a new generation. Good luck. Godspeed, Artemis 2. Let's go. And into the launch director.
Go ahead, Launch Director.
Yes, sir. You have a go to proceed with countdown.
Copy that. I'll put it in work. CDR NTD. Go. Give your visors and initiate short purge for your epoch 10.1.1, steps 8 and 9. 10.1.1, 8 and 9, go to work. Copy. CBSE NTD. Start and verify recordings of our Orion cameras. Copy.
Okay. Well, there you heard it.
RSR NTD. RSR.
They're getting ready to start terminal count.
AR rotation enable at this time, please.
It's currently at T-minus 10 minutes. Once we wrap up this last bit of work,
AR rotation enable complete.
we're going to start that clock.
Yeah, thank you.
Integrity crew, close and lock visors.
You heard an issue, worked in real time with telemetry lock on the Orion. It was transitory. It was very short. They checked the data, confirmed that they had a good lock. This was with the S-band transmitter on the Orion. Worked through that issue, looked at the data, and cleared it. All with the world watching. Impressive work by the launch team. So we have a 2-hour window, which starts in just a few minutes at 6:24 p.m. Eastern Time and goes until 8:24 p.m. Eastern Time.
And ECL entity will be waiting for your verification on the short purge. ECL copy. And for all personnel, once we get that short purge verification, we'll verify that we are clear to go, and then we'll proceed with the terminal count.
So I still think they're going to have to do 10 minutes. But I think they're getting ready to start that 10-minute time.
They said that they would take off at
ECL time estimate? About a minute. Copy.
You said that they would take off at 6:24.
Okay, well then keep it recording.
They're not taking off yet.
I don't know. There's always some delays. There's usually some things that they gotta. Like,
So going into the launch
because
window.
they're going into space, so.
Not by much, it looks like.
Do you want something to help
Just wrapping up
support,
some
like
final work.
lift it a little more?
Yeah. Let me just pause the video.
Coming up.
Okay, so if you guys are wondering what this is is going to be history. Welcome back to the channel. I changed the name to Coal Roll Music vids in game
There are the 4 Artemis
because
25s.
I rap
3
now
of them
and I'm going to be doing
show
game
heritage. 1
videos.
of them built
So this is
from parts.
this is going to be like history.
Again,
So
see the
you
movie.
guys better watch this whole entire thing. But the reason why I paused the video was because it is taking a very long time. Well, I don't think
Now
there's
we're
any
circling the
delays, but I
power
remember,
from both the upper stage
but I
and the
think
lower
they
stage of
said
the rocket
that it would,
to internal,
I think it would
taking ground
start
power
at
away
6:24,
and now going to battery
but
power.
it's 6:33, I believe.
TLS go for upper state.
1 minute.
Our power is removed from the rocket's upper stage.
When it says 1 minute, it means
The ICPS, and it's been switched to
1
battery.
minute and
Same
50
milestone
seconds,
for
so
the lower
it's
core
2
stage
minutes.
coming up
So
at
once
T-minus
it
1
hits
minute and
1
30
double
seconds.
zero, then there's a
Right now, the 4-person Artemis 2 crew is 248,000 miles away from the moon. And if all goes well, they will fly by it in 6 days.
TLS is go for core stage to internal power.
All right, there's the rocket's core stage, which houses 3 flight computers. It's now on its own power. There's no more hold time because there's no more margin on these batteries. So we'd have to recycle back to T-minus 10.
Guys, I am shaking right now. I'm not even joking when I say that. I'm shaking. I am shaking. Oh God. History.
Right
History.
now, the pilot does not know what the T0 is, but coming up at T-minus 33 seconds, control shifts from the ground launch sequencer to the rocket's onboard autonomous launch sequencer, or ALS. The rocket will count itself down, but honor any holds that could come from the ground. Now, shortly after liftoff, Houston will take control of the rocket, and my colleague Gary Jordan will take over commentary.
TLS go for ALS.
Great call out. The rocket is on its own. 4 brave explorers ready to ride the most powerful rocket
Here it goes.
NASA has ever launched. Sound suppression water is flowing. And here we go. 10,
10,
9,
9,
8,
8, 7, 6,
25 engines. 4,
3,
2,
2, 1.
booster ignition. And liftoff. The crew of Artemis 2 now
Oh
bound
my
for the moon.
God.
Humanity's next great voyage begins.
Oh my god, that was so cool.
Good roll pitch.
Roger, roll pitch.
Houston now controlling the flight of integrity on the Artemis 2 mission.
Integrity, AFT high.
On time
That was just so cool.
Integrity passes the ultimate beacon. Target milestone. Mission Control Houston seeing good performance on both engines. Space Launch System core stage. Integrity 3 miles in altitude. Traveling more than 1,200 miles per hour.
History.
Mission elapsed time, passing 1 minute, approaching max gear.
On, possibility on.
Stan, we have you loud and clear on possibility on.
Have you the same?
Communication signal transfer confirmed as Integrity and its crew go supersonic. Approaching 90 seconds into the Artemis 2 mission. Integrity is 14 miles in altitude, 8 miles downrange, traveling more than 2,600 miles per hour.
I don't think it would get to space then, but it's probably get to the other atmosphere.
1 minute 50 seconds of mission elapsed time, standing by for main engine throttle down to 85%, ahead of solid rocket booster separation, expected at the 2-minute 9-second mark.
So we're gonna see it separate.
We see throttle down. Confirm separation.
Main engines throttling up, guidance converged.
I wonder where the other piece goes when it separates.
Integrity, guidance converged, performance nominal, upper stage RTS ready.
Back to Earth.
Copy all, Stan.
Integrity, SM priming complete.
SM priming complete.
2 minutes 45 seconds of mission elapsed time into the Artemis 2 mission. Thrusters on Integrity and upper stage confirmed in a ready state ahead of service module fairing separation. 3 minutes into the flight, Integrity 49 miles in altitude, 78 miles downrange, now passing 5,000 miles per hour.
Look at that!
Standing by for launch board system jettison.
Houston Integrity, good last jettison, great view.
Copy jettison, Kimiko 8+02.
Wow, the blast fuel is still there.
And
That's how powerful the rocket is.
at the common line.
Outstanding, Stan, we have the same.
3 minutes 50 seconds into the flight of Artemis 2, Wiseman, Glover, Cook, and Hansen crossed the boundary to space with good comm checks. GPS signals acquired after last jettison now working on internal checks to verify accuracy. Flight Dynamics Officer analyzed the time of main engine cutoff, confirmed at 8 minutes 2 seconds, time of MECO.
Integrity, GPS processing.
Outstanding, Stan, we see the same, and we have a beautiful moonrise. We're headed right at it.
Approaching 5 minutes into the flight, Commander Reed Wiseman confirms he has visuals of his destination. GPS guidance, navigation, and control software finishes internal checks and sends to navigation channels.
They made it into space in just 5 minutes. Wow, everyone. Just wow.
Dreams impress.
On time, now passing 5 minutes 20 seconds of mission elapsed time into the Artemis 2 mission. At this point, 3 good main engines are all that's needed to carry Integrity to a nominal main engine cutoff target. Though at this time, we're seeing 4 good engines here in Mission Control Houston. Integrity, 75 miles in altitude, 330 miles downrange, approaching 10,000 miles per hour.
Integrity, looking good at 6 minutes.
Same on board, Stan.
Good trajectory and engine performance. Booster officer will
That's probably
soon
like
report
an
shutdown
animation.
plan to Flight Director Judd Freeling, expected at the 7-minute mark. Integrity, 78 miles in altitude, 460 miles downrange.
Integrity, expect nominal shutdown.
That's real.
Integrity copies, nominal shutdown.
6 minutes 40 seconds of mission elapsed time. Shutdown plan is as expected. Again, the time of MECO was confirmed at 8 minutes 2 seconds into the flight. Seven minutes of mission elapsed time. Throttling down as we approach the abort once around option. Milestone at the 7-minute 30-second mark. Now 84 miles in altitude at 650 miles downrange, traveling more than 15,000 miles per hour.
Integrity AOA open.
AOA open.
The window is now open for an abort once around option that would target splashdown in the Pacific Ocean. Still following nominal ascent at this time. About 10 seconds remaining until the main engine cutoff of the Space Launch System core stage. Standing by for confirmation of MECO and core stage separation.
Integrity and nominal MECO core stage separated.
We see the same on board, Stan.
106 miles from Earth.
8 minutes 40 seconds into the flight, we have a nominal main engine cutoff heading in the right trajectory on the way to swing around the moon. Core stage has separated, done its job. Space Launch System upper stage, the interim cryogenic propulsion stage, or ICPS, still attached to the Orion spacecraft. Nine minutes of mission elapsed time. Integrity crew of Reed Wiseman, Victor Glover, Christina Cook, and Jeremy Hansen now in orbit around the Earth at the beginning of their journey to the moon.
Integrity Houston, looking ahead to PRM numbers so far per the pad.
Copy that, Stan. Numbers for the pad.
Capcom Stan Loves now reminding the crew that the perigee raise maneuver time of ignition is as expected prior to booster ignition. That time being 49 minutes, 50 seconds of mission elapsed time.
$242,000, like over that, like to the moon. That is impressive.
Integrity, good. Neds deploy.
Copy that, Stan. Good, Neds.
Integrity Houston for PWD set. Just a reminder, halfway open on the secondary.
We got that, Stan. And halfway open.
Passing 11 minutes of mission elapsed time. Here, overhearing the conversation between Capcom Stan Love and Commander Reed Wiseman, already passing some milestones. We have a good nozzle extension deployment system. That is confirmed. Complete. We also have the visors are confirmed up. Now past the dynamic phase of flight, that is ascent. Their launch and entry suits that provided them an extra layer of protection. Now not as needed. They're going to raise those visors. And later in today's mission, they will begin to egress or get out of the suits to begin some of their initial tasks of activating some of the systems aboard in the Integrity spacecraft. It's passing 12 minutes of mission elapsed time. Again, the perigee raise maneuver that's targeted near 50 minutes of mission elapsed time, 49 minutes 50 seconds. That's what the crew is going to be working towards. The Commander Reed Wiseman pilot Victor Glover will focus on preparing for that milestone. In the meantime, mission specialist Christina Cook and Jeremy Hansen will start some of the activation of environmental control life support systems. You may hear confirmation of their activation over the Orion to Earth communication network.
Houston, C3 Aux power back in auto.
Copy C3 Aux, and we're 2 minutes to maneuver.
Yeah, I kind of have a nasty cough. Just in case you're hearing me like coughing, like extremely hard. It's just I have the flu. So, if you hear this like nasty cough,
13 minutes and 30 seconds of mission elapsed
then
time. We're
like
going to continue to follow the
just
crew
ignore
of
it.
the Artemis 2
I don't
mission.
care about it.
They are beginning their journey around the moon to verify the systems that will take us to its surface. An incredible ascent. Artemis 2 is underway. Reed Wiseman, Victor Glover, Christina Cook, and Jeremy Hansen begin their journey to the moon. Still milestones to come up as we await solar array deploy and the critical burns that will give integrity. It's a high Earth orbit around the Earth before engines are fired to get us around the moon. We'll keep tabs on integrity and its crew from here in Mission Control Houston. But for now, we're going to send it back to you, Megan and Nicole at the Kennedy Space Center. Very jealous to hear how the launch experience was over on the Space Coast.
Yeah, Gary, if people are just joining us, welcome back to the Space Coast where we just saw Artemis 2 lift off 14 minutes ago. And wow, what an amazing launch and an emotional one too. As soon as the rocket lifted off, Nicole, you had tears in your eyes, I had tears in my eyes, and we had all these people around us cheering. It was amazing.
Yeah, the energy was wonderful. I mean, it was a beautiful launch. We've got 4 friends and family members headed to the moon. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah. How does that make you feel as someone who, is an astronaut as well, but also, as you said, friends?
Yeah, so proud of them. Man, we don't have the words in the English language to describe this kind of an event, and pride, love, so many emotions. They are truly breaking some barriers, and hopefully, as Gary just said, they've got a long day ahead of them, so wishing them well and everything, but so far, what a beautiful launch to watch.
Yeah, to be returning to the lunar orbit in more than 50 years. Maybe they go farther from Earth than any other humans before them. Maybe they see parts of the moon that we've never seen before. I mean, what a great start to what could be all of these milestones that we break in just a 10-day mission.
Yes, what a way to welcome in the Artemis generation.
Yeah, how do you feel? I mean, we saw some beautiful shots we were covering of course, the rocket, of course, the Earth falling away as we continued up into our ascents, but also some of those crowd shots where we saw young and old, just emotional, overcome by this history-making moment.
Man, we are going back to the moon for all, and we saw that today. We saw that in all the crowds. And yeah, you guys just saw that view, the sunrise or sunset, I guess. They just made it over the crest of the Earth, and you could see the sun peeking over. One of my favorite views from space, and I can't imagine what they're looking at now, and I can't wait to see what they're looking at in about 5 or 6 days.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people are like, you know what, I'm surprised this launched on the first try, because we know, like any little thing, we have to be keeping safety in mind, and we want to make sure we're ready to go. But we were ready.
Wow,
to
that's
go,
a piece
and
of
I
it
think
that fell.
A lot of people. What a wonderful
I think
surprise
so.
on this
It looks
Wednesday
like
evening.
It did, and
Maybe
it kind of
it's from the
surprised me as well.
launch,
But
yeah.
it's just a testament to the team here that has been working so hard on
it probably
Artemis.
fell
Artemis
because
1, we learned a ton of lessons.
Well,
We learned a
because-
ton from the wet dress for Artemis 2.
Be-
We were able to
because
go
you
in
know
and fix
how
those
the
things. We even had a
spaceship
couple of
broke
mishaps
apart?
today. Not mishaps, but a couple.
Maybe that was a
anomalies
piece from
today
it.
that the team creatively came up with solutions for.
Mhm.
It's just a testament to the teamwork that gets us to the moon.
I kind
And
of
so we
doubt
can
it
continue
because
to watch
it was right in front of
Christina,
the crowd.
Reed, Victor, and Jeremy on their way now to the moon, in Earth's orbit, and awaiting the next in-flight milestones, deploying Orion's solar arrays. So why don't we get back in with Mission Control and Gary.
Hey, thank you, Megan. Again, we're following
I
along
said
in the
something.
action. is a long day. They have a number of procedures they need to get to immediately in their timeline.
And Integrity Houston, Crossfly is on board per FTDM.
We copy Houston, thank you.
Cross-eye referring to flight controllers here initiating a connection between some of the batteries aboard the Orion spacecraft, allowing for an even distribution of power. This is the flight control teams that took us through ascent of the Artemis 2 mission today. Right now we're, as you see, passing 18 minutes of mission elapsed time. The Orion spacecraft integrity and the interim cryogenic propulsion system are maneuvering tail to sun. It is in this orientation, this attitude.
Integrity, we're at momentary caution.
And read no action, we're looking at it.
Commander Reed Wiseman verifying what is being routed to his displays
Mission control.
aboard integrity. Propulsion engineer confirming that no action is needed at this time. They're pressing through with their nominal procedures to prepare for the perigee raise maneuver. And of course, the solar array wing deploy ahead of that. The solar wing deploy.
Wow, they're making it through miles in just seconds.
To have our coverage follow the mission until that deployment.
Look at how fast they're going.
Successful launch is just the beginning. The deployment of the solar arrays and successful confirmation that those solar array wings are drawing power is a significant milestone, and says to the flight control teams that we will continue on today's mission. Power needs to be drawn to continue through some of the next milestones. Until then, the AOA open option that was called up upon ascent, the abort once around, is the current option, and the abort to orbit option ATO will be switched to a preferred mode at the time that the solar array wings are deployed and latched. It gives the flight control teams a little bit more flexibility.
Integrity Houston, update on TDRS handover for your pad.
Give us just 1 minute. And Stan, you can read it. Ike is ready to copy.
Roger. TDRS handover east to west expected 1 second earlier at 5:1 minutes 26 seconds.
Hi, Stan, we copy 1 second earlier for 5126 Teeters east to west, and saws are starting to deploy. Thermal knives are firing.
We concur. Thanks for the report.
Read back of the reports that you just heard on the Orion to Earth network. Integrity has maneuvered tail to sun. The RL-10 nozzle on the end of the ICPS is pointed towards the sun. The solar array deployment sequence has begun. With the deployment confirmed, it'll be several minutes until they are what is called in a latched position. Once they are latched and confirmed to be drawing power, they can switch the mode to ATO and continue along the mission. The teachers hand over at the pad. That message meant the crew was provided some preliminary numbers of when to expect handovers between the tracking and data relay satellites. Currently orbiting Earth at an altitude of 545 statute miles above the Earth. They are in a near-Earth network communication system. The tracking and data relay satellites, geosynchronous satellites that are stationed about 23,000 miles above the Earth. After the apogee raise burn that occurs later today, the burn itself will put them in an altitude that surpasses the range of the tracking and data relay satellites, and they will transition to the deep space network today.
It's a very authentic video.
And Terry, for prop messages, we see two temperature measurements right near the line. The momentary message you saw earlier, we're going to suppress those. It's helium heater 2 T1 and heater 1 T1. They're going suppressed.
Integrity, thank you. We see the same.
No, that's just switches cameras. Doesn't always transfer like loosely, I'm sure, because there's so much going on.
This is Mission Control Houston, passing 23 minutes of mission elapsed time into the Artemis 2 mission. This is after a launch that began at 5:35 and 12 seconds Central Time, 6:35 and 12 seconds p.m. Eastern Time. Right now, the orientation you're seeing from our aero visualization that translates some of the telemetry that we're getting from the spacecraft and puts it into a model so you can follow along on some of the milestones that we are following here. The RL-10 nozzle that you see at the left end of your screen, though it is currently not firing, that nozzle is pointed towards the sun, and the solar arrays are currently deploying. From this visualization, they look fully stowed in a position.
Integrity, we are happy to report that Jeremy has the O2 sensors on.
Copy O2 sensors.
Again, Commander Reed Wiseman and pilot Victor Glover overseeing the deployment of the solar arrays. And we'll follow the attitude maneuver changes ahead of the first burn of the ICPS engine, the perigee raise maneuver.
Military Houston, we see 4 saws deployed and latched, ready for ATO preferred.
And we're almost there in the procedure stand, and we see the same thing.
Military Houston, we are seeing a 7-second miscompare between the MET on Orion and ICPS. We'd like you to read us the MET from your center status bar and for the ICPS on StackSum.
And Stan, we see a absolutely precise alignment. MET 25, 14, 15, 16, precisely aligned with ICPS MET.
Copy, thank you for that. We'll investigate a ground issue.
At Houston Integrity, ATO preferred set.
Copy, ATO preferred.
This is Mission Control Houston, 25 minutes, 45 seconds into the flight of Artemis 2. We have confirmation that all 4 solar array wings are deployed and latched. This is the configuration needed to switch to ATO preferred, which you did hear confirmed from pilot Victor Glover. That mode has been switched. There's also a discussion with Capcom Stan Love and Commander Reed Wiseman about the alignment of the MET clocks on the Orion spacecraft and the ICPS. Commander Reed Wiseman confirmed the clocks are in sync, no issues, they're going to investigate it on the ground. We're proceeding with today's mission. 26 minutes of mission elapsed time and counting. This is Mission Control Houston. We're approaching 28 minutes of mission elapsed time into the Artemis 2 mission. At this point, we've had a successful liftoff from the pad at 5:35 p.m. and 12 seconds p.m. Central Time, 6:35 and 12 seconds p.m. Eastern Time. We've had a good main engine cutoff, core stage separation, and a good trajectory to begin today's mission. Right now, the spacecraft has maneuvered tail to
Okay,
sun.
so
We're standing by for another maneuver to maneuver into the burn attitude. This is where the RL-10 engine of the ICBS is pointed in the correct orientation for the perigee raise maneuver. We did hear confirmation that the perigee raise maneuver time of ignition has been confirmed per the pad, which means it was the predicted time prior to liftoff.
Integrity for GNC, we're taking channel 1 to unfiltered and to BFF.
Okay, Stan, we're watching. Go ahead.
I don't know if you can hear the sirens, but
Capcom, Stan.
oh my God, this announcer when I'm trying to speak.
It will switch the navigation source from channel 1, standing by for confirmation that that switch has occurred. Pilot Victor Glover will receive confirmation when, and as at least watching to confirm that that switch has occurred.
Okay, so
Again, the perigee raise maneuver that we're heading towards, not too long from now, we're actually inside 20 minutes at this time from the time of ignition of the perigee raise maneuver. We did have a successful deployment and launched of all 4 solar array wings. This is the configuration needed to commit to the perigee raise maneuver. Of course, flight controllers here in Mission Control Houston will continue to evaluate that everything is good before committing to that burn. The perigee raise maneuver does raise the perigee, the lowest point in the orbit, from 15 to 100 nautical miles. The 100 nautical mile mark is needed to continue in low Earth orbit and hit the target for the apogee raise burn. That will put them in a high Earth orbit for the remainder of the day and set them up for the right position to execute the translunar injection and head to the moon tomorrow. The burn duration of the perigee raise maneuver is 26 seconds. It's a relatively short burn, but it does raise the perigee and do the job to get into the correct position before firing that main engine on the ICBS. The pad had a TGERS handover. This is the tracking and data relay satellites. East to west, they are geosynchronous satellites that are positioned around the globe, and as Orion makes its way around the Earth right now, above the west coast of Africa, at an altitude of about 923 statute miles and counting. The perigee raise maneuver is not executed at the perigee. It is rather executed on the actually closer to the apogee. But what it does is it raises the perigee of the other end of the orbit to 100 nautical miles. The 26-second duration burn does not conflict with the time that they've reported of the tracking and data relay satellite handover from TGERS east to west. Again, geosynchronous satellites that are used not only by Integrity today, but the International Space Station as well.
almost to 1,000 miles.
That time of handover is 51 minutes, 26 seconds. Plenty of margin before the perigee raise maneuver cutoff happens, and the trajectory is analyzed to see whether it was a good burn Good burn means that the burn
when
was
it hits
as expected.
1,000
and sets the
miles, then I'm
trajectory
gonna
on
need to
course
end
for
the
that
video.
100 nautical mile perigee target mark. Again, for those sticking with us on NASA Plus and following along on our coverage, we
I
will
mean,
continue
1,000
to
miles
follow and,
away from Earth.
to cover the mission until. Well, actually, we'll continue to cover the mission 24/7. But we'll wrap up our coverage here shortly.
1,000 miles from Earth.
Solar array wing deployment.
Oh my God, that's history.
And,
that is history.
Amazon Prime.
And by the way, I need to end the video because
Again,
I've been
we will
filming for
continue
over
coverage
41 minutes. I hope you
and
watch
there's a
the
YouTube
rest.
channel for those
I'm
that
not
want
going to be
see,
able to film
the
like
upcoming
any more
milestones.
parts
There are
because
select times
it takes
where
3
we
days
will
for you to
be,
get to the moon.
coming
Like,
back to NASA Plus and
I
other
always
streaming
thought that it
platforms.
took like only like
You can go to NASA.gov to find
almost
the
half a
latest
day,
on where
but
to
it
find
takes
those activities.
days.
Given that this is an
And they're going to be
operational
orbiting
mission, we do want to make sure that we
for
are
6 days. So I need to end
maintaining
here.
transparency in the mission and providing you out all the information.
Goodbye
What's
and
happening
April
in
Fool
space
and Happy April
as
Fool's
Reed
Day.
Wiseman, Victor Glover, Christina